Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my nightmare.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Let me play with this, Daddy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fear Freaks Podcast. My name is Braden.
I'm Destiny.
And we are the Fear Freaks, but you guys can call me Dr. Haunt for the remainder of this week. You know, Destiny, you look absolutely great in your costume. Can everyone just please comment on Destiny's
Don't
costume?
Don't you fucking dare.
No, guys, come on,
Don't
please.
you dare.
Comment on Destiny's costume. Like, I mean, this is going to get me in a whole, well, it's going to get me out, I should say, of a whole lot of trouble. Comment, let her know how great she looks. I've already told her how great she looks as a devil. So, you know, Destiny, you look absolutely great. So before we get started, why don't you let's get it off the table. Let's get it off the table. Why don't you just explain to everybody why you're upset with me? Because, I mean, I can feel it right now.
Because we agreed on doing costumes. I get on here. First of all, 8:06, show starts at 8:05. I get the link. I get on here, no costume. And he's going to be Dr. Haunt, a character he's made up again.
Yeah, it's creative. It's creative. So, you know what? I think it is. Says me. It's creative. I've got the suit jacket on. I've got a different shirt on. I've got all the horror icons. I think I've got my Haddonfield hat on. I think I've earned the name Dr. Haunt for the month of October. So, you know what?
No. He was already wearing that shirt. You're already wearing that shirt. You put a blazer on.
This is absolutely insane. This is is this a blazer? This is like a suit jacket that barely fits me. I mean, look at this bullshit. Like, I mean, so yeah, everyone, welcome in. I hope that you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a good week. It's Monday night, which is very weird for us to be doing a show on a Monday. You guys actually get us twice this week. Tonight we're talking about Hackolantern, and on Wednesday we are going to be back. So that way we can stay on our regularly scheduled program, and we are going to be discussing Haunt. So I could actually be Dr. Haunt for Haunt if that's okay. No. Wednesday, I promised her I was going to go a little bit more. I promised her Wednesday I was going to put some more effort into it. So, you know, I honestly genuinely forgot today. Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, as soon as I saw you, I was like, oh my God, Destiny, you look so great. And then you were like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, and I genuinely was like, shit.
And we even talked about it this morning. I said, do you know what your costume is? You said,
yeah.
I have to go home and look in my closet.
You know what? When I got home, I finished Hackolantern. So, you know, like that honestly was one of the things that, and tonight I'm going to watch Haunt. So like, I'm going to be caught up and everything. I've seen Haunt before though. This was my first time seeing Hackolantern, but what's going on to all of our live viewers? I see we've got Lamontre, Goodreal, Brandon, great to have all of you guys in here. If there's more people in here, I'm so sorry if I missed you. We've got Byron, Denise, Mud, and everyone's saying that your costume looks absolutely great. You know, they're saying that they love your costume.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry, Braden forced you to say that.
I did not force anyone. I was just saying that it genuinely looks great. I mean, to be fair, they could have just said, "Nah, Destiny, it looks like trash." It'd be like, it
and
sucks.
I would say, at least I put some effort in.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. You know, I mean, I haven't even seen. Is anyone actually upset with me? Probably.
I don't think anyone fucking cares about me.
Yeah. Everyone's just like, okay, get on with the show, please. Okay, let's get on with the show. So anyway, Destiny, what is within your world of horror this week? What is going on?
Watch Halloween Ends, of course.
Okay.
What did I watch? I did a lot of rewatches, not too many like new watches. Like I watched the original Prom Night.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Scooby-Doo movie. I watched I can't remember if last stream I talked about Sissy or not.
I don't think you did. I don't think you did last week.
If not, Sissy, that was the first time I watched that on Shudder. It was pretty good. I also watched Deadstream, also on Shudder. That one was pretty fun as well. They're both really fun movies. Both kind of weird, but I liked it. So
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of rewatches, rewatched Creep. Yeah, nothing too new recently except for Halloween Ends. That's been the most recent new watch.
Nice. Nice. That sounds like a solid week if you ask me. Sorry, I got distracted by some of the comments saying how dare me for forgetting my costume. People do care. See, this is the thing that people are going to care about. And I do apologize on behalf of our audience as well that I'm not putting as much effort into this Halloween season as Destiny is. So,
Exactly. Thank you.
man, I know. I will get better. I promise. You know what? I'm going to show what we call character development. Okay. I started off as this person that just shows up, doesn't put a whole lot of effort in. What come Wednesday night, I'm going to have a lot of effort into it. Like I'm going to be like, yeah, look at this. I've actually put some effort.
I'll believe it when I see it
I
on
know you will.
Wednesday.
Everyone will. Everyone's going to be like, hey, Braden actually put together some effort this time. I'm going to be like, damn fucking right I did. I ain't dicking around anymore. Y'all want to see my love for Halloween? I'm going to show y'all my love for Halloween. But anyway, what's going on in my world this week is I did see Halloween Ends. Saw it in IMAX. Watched it a couple more times this weekend, and I actually kind of enjoy it more and more each watch. I find more and more things that I'm actually liking in it. I enjoy it more than Halloween Kills, so there's that. And then what else did I watch? Just started watching The Watcher on Netflix, which is based on the true life crime from 2016. Gotta say, the show is a big letdown. I'm on like episode 4 right now, and it's just like I don't know. It's weird. It's not what I wanted it to be. Like the trailer made it look so interesting, and I will say like what's cool about it is like the notes that are being sent to the family is like the exact dialogue that was in the notes that was being sent to the family in real life. So that's kind of cool. But I'm like, that was all in an article. Like the writers just probably like copied and pasted that. The show is just very focused on a whole bunch of like weird neighbors and everything, stuff that doesn't like, you can tell that they're trying to dramatize it by having all the neighbors be creepy, and it's like every character has a creepy moment. It's absolutely unbelievable. I'm like, this is just so weird. Like, because none of this actually happened, and I get it that you have to dramatize a true life event and everything, but it's just it's a big letdown. I'm really kind of dreading finishing it. I'm not gonna lie. So there's that, and then I watched Hackolantern today. Hackolantern. Oh fuck me! Like what an experience this was. And I didn't realize that this was a direct to home video. I didn't realize that this was just like a straight to VHS movie. And then, because like I looked it up on IMDb and it says video. And I'm like, what do you mean this is a video? I'm like, this is a fucking movie. No, it was really straight to video. There's also, I couldn't really find any history on this movie. Like, I really couldn't. I look it up. I can find the cast. I can find the plot. But, I mean, nobody has created a Wikipedia account for it. So, like, there's no description as to where this movie dawned from or where it came from. I know where it's like, I know it has alternate titles, like Halloween Night 1988 is apparently one of those titles, or Death Mask is apparently another title. And I'm like, okay, so then we got the title Hack-O-Lantern. Destiny, you love this movie. So I'm going to let you go ahead and start with this movie, because I don't know where to start with what I want to talk about. So have at it. The floor is yours.
Okay. Yes, I do love Hack-O-Lantern. The first time I watched it, it was on the last drive-in. I think it was the Halloween Hideaway, and it was a double feature of Haunt first and then Hack-O-Lantern. And I fell in love with both movies, really. I think it's a great double feature, and I like that we're covering one and then the other this week. But Hack-O-Lantern, that was my first time watching it on the last drive-in. It's absolutely insane. So the director, I tried to look up how to pronounce his name because I didn't want to freaking butcher it. I think it's like Raj Mahin or something like that.
Let me look.
Something like that.
It's
Or Raj as well.
no, it's Raja Mehrotra is a producer, and then the director is Jag Mundra.
Yes, yes. So, what it was, the whole reason the movie was created because he was from India, and then, they saw how successful Halloween, of course, was, and,
Yeah.
how it was made for little money, and it was a huge success. They're like, okay, I'm going to cash in on that. And so they made like an American Halloween movie, which a lot of it isn't your typical Halloween American traditions, which is why it's like, why is this happening? Because he was like, I just thought that's what, Halloween was. And so combined, it makes a really fucking crazy movie. It's a crazy 80s movie. And also, this came out in 88. Halloween was, 78. Even though there's still Halloween movies being made, he was trying to cash in on the Halloween craze and the Halloween slasher. And so that's why this movie was made. And a lot of it's so low budget, like the capes that they're wearing, someone was like throwing them out like somewhere in like Hollywood or something. And they're like, hey, we'll take those. And that's why they're wearing capes, because people are throwing them out and they just used them. I know a lot of the female actresses, maybe not a lot, but a few of them that like get naked, they're porn stars, and they are put in this movie. The one with the pentagram on her butt, she's a porn star. She got cast in this movie. All this information is coming from The Last Drive-In, because Joe Bob does like deep dives into the movie. So yeah, that's basically why Hackolantern got made, because Halloween was popular, and they're like, hey, I'm gonna do that too. Did this have the same success? Obviously not. But I do think it is a fun, weird, something about it. I love it. I've watched it since that Last Drive-In. This is probably like my 7th time watching it, because it's just a weird fucking movie, but I can't help but love it. And it's bad. I do think it is a bad movie. So much of it is really bad, but when you combine so much badness and cheesiness into like a weird what the fuck plot, it happened to work for me. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but I like it.
I will say I just put on Letterboxd like as soon as I finished it, because I am getting better. So like those of you that follow me on Letterboxd, it's like, I try and like promote my Letterboxd, like follow me on Letterboxd, and then it's like I don't post on it. So I'm trying to get better at like posting like what I'm watching. I said it's like literally the campiest film I've watched in a long time. And I mean it. Like, and I watched Rob Zombie's The Munsters like literally like a few weeks ago, and this
Camp.
is like even like that's camp, but this I found to be more campy than that even. Like,
Because I feel like with that, they know they're making camp,
Yeah.
This, they weren't trying to do that. And there's something about when you're playing something so like straightforward and it's bad, it turns into camp, because you are trying to be serious, but it doesn't work. And so I think that's why it makes it campy, because they are playing like a straightforward slasher horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird that it's just like, what are y'all doing?
Like, I just even mean like as soon as the dialogue started, I felt like this was like a colored version of like a 1950s movie. Like I was like the way it was shot, the way like I feel like this was made in the 80s, but like in the 80s, I feel like they were trying to give it that like 1950s or 60s vibe. And that's the vibe I got as soon as the movie started. Like as soon as the image pops up and the truck starts coming around the corner or whatever, I was just like, oh yeah, like this is gonna be like I don't know why. I can tell like first shot of a movie, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be interesting ride. So yeah, I didn't really know what to expect. I really knew nothing about it. I didn't even look at a plot before like until the grandpa started acting weird and everything. I was like, okay, what the fuck's this movie about? Like, I was just like, oh, okay, so it is. He pretty much runs this cult and he kills people on Halloween night, and this cult like sacrifices people on Halloween, and he tries to get his grandson, who he claims is.
Hello? Maybe he got a phone call. I guess I'll take over. Yes, the movie starts off in, it doesn't say the year, but it's 13 years prior to present day during the movie. The grandpa shows up with a truck full of pumpkins. Okay. And he sees Tommy, and he gives Tommy a pumpkin, and he gives him something wrapped in like an orange cloth, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And Tommy gets the pumpkin, and Grandpa leaves, and then he's carving the pumpkin, making a jack-o'-lantern, cuts himself, likes the taste of blood, and then the mom's like, where did you get that pumpkin? Was it Grandpa? What else did he give you? Tommy's like, nothing. I've seen this movie too many times. Anyways, Tommy's like, nothing. And so then the dad gets pissed off because apparently Grandpa's not around or allowed to come around because he has a weird hold on Tommy. It's mentioned quite a few times. And okay, Braden said technical issues. I'm just gonna keep going. So the dad goes, all right. He goes there to go tell Grandpa, don't come around anymore. Anyways, don't come around anymore, but it is on Halloween night. The mom's like, no, please don't go. It's Halloween. Don't do it tonight. The dad's like, no, I'm going to do it. Goes there, confronts the grandpa, gets killed. How is it legal? I don't know. Because the grandpa does not ever get in trouble for this, even though it's quite obvious. Because then they catch his car on fire. Like, it's obvious who fucking killed him. But, you know, whatever. What are y'all saying? What happened? Beats the fuck out of me. I don't know. I think the best summary. Okay, keep going. Okay. Flash forward 13 years later. Tommy, an asshole. And he's like, down in his room. He works out a lot. He's like big and buff. And you have the other brother, the younger brother, which, you know, when you talk to your family member, you don't call them by your name. Like, for example, like my brother Ryder. I'm not like, hey, my brother Ryder, or like, hey, after every sentence I say Ryder. You don't really say their name because like you know their name, that's your family. But they don't do that. They say each other's names, and it's really weird. Again, I think it adds to it. So anyways, you have the brother, now a cop. You have the sister, just being, you know, her. And then you have the sister's friend, Beth. She's crazy. And then you have the mom who's obviously fucked up after everything that happened. Her husband died and she knows her dad is the one that did it. Anyways, mom still does not want the grandpa around, understandably, because he is a part of a cult and he runs the cult. Anyways, so then the mom gets mad and then confronts the grandpa again. Uh-oh.
Okay, are we good?
Yeah, I've just been doing a summary of the movie.
Oh, okay. Cool. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there. You know, I'm kind of honestly sick of me having all these technical issues, like at least like once per stream. It's like getting so annoying. So I do apologize, everyone. I'm trying to make sure that we go one show uninterrupted in the coming weeks. So, but yeah. So go ahead, Destiny. I'm sorry if you were giving a summary of the show. Or
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie.
Okay, so the mom confronts the grandpa, then, and this is the beginning of the movie. Okay, we're probably maybe like 15, probably not even 15 minutes in. Then you find out something really fucked up. And apparently, the reason why grandpa has his hold on Tommy and this connection is because that is his son. And then it shows a flashback to their wedding day when her dad is assaulting her. And so then you're like, holy fuck, this is a lot kind of darker than you're probably expecting. And so that's why, you know, there's this hold on Tommy, and Tommy's supposed to join the cult, and like this is Tommy's big night because it's Halloween night. It doesn't specifically say how old he is, it just says 13 years later. So I don't know how old he is because I would think like 18 would be like the night, but he's not 5 in the opening. So doesn't fucking matter. Does not matter. Because a lot of this just does not matter.
I can't even begin to tell you how messed up like that movie was. So, you know,
yeah.
that honestly was insane.
So that happens, and then basically it's just like filler in between there. There's going to be a Halloween party that the sister and the brother Roger, he's going to be working because he is a cop, and then her friend Beth, they're going to all be there and stuff, so they're decorating. blah 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 blah. There's tits and full on vagina. They do not shy away from anything really in this movie. Some cool kills, like I said earlier, the girl, she has a pentagram on her butt. She gets like a cool death scene. She just gets stabbed. And I do think the practical effects for the most part are pretty good in this. The sister's boyfriend, I can't remember the sister's name, but I remember everyone else's name. The sister's boyfriend, Brian, gets thrown out by Tommy because Tommy finds them about to have sex for the first time. Mad. He ends up dying. And also, this is like a whodunit slasher. You don't exactly know who the killer is because the killer is wearing a costume. It's like what the cult members wear, and it's a devil mask that has like a goatee and has like kind of like sideburns, and then it's a red and black sort of sort of cape. And so you don't know who the killer is. And I'm just gonna say it. The killer reveal the first time I watched it did get me. I was not expecting the killer to be who it was. I made Jason Smith from Sinister Cinema Reviews. I was on his channel. I think I talked about it before. He's seen pretty much like every movie except for Hackolantern. And so I made him watch Hackolantern, and I went on his channel and talked about it, which he was like, what, again, he was like, what the fuck did you make me watch? Like, none of it makes sense. I'm like, I know it doesn't, but that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
But where was I going with this?
You were talking. You were talking about like the whodunit aspects and all that stuff, and just like the reveal. Because like
everyone else saw it coming, but me, I guess. Because I genuinely, I was like, oh my god. But everyone else that I told to watch this knew who it was. So.
Right, because it's like throughout the movie. I will say the movie does have a pretty big character arc for Tommy. I mean, Tommy is like he's got a like when his sister shows up and at the cult gathering and they almost sacrifice her and they almost make Tommy sacrifice her. It's like I genuinely was like, oh shit, I think that I think that she's about to die. Like he's gonna kill her, and then it was like, nope, didn't, and then they all were after Tommy after that because he saved his sister from that sacrifice. Like I need to watch this movie again because like this like. I was trying to just like comprehend what the fuck was going on like throughout most of this movie. Like the only thing I understood was that it was Halloween night, it was a cult, this grandpa is trying, like we know that he's involved with it and everything, and they're going around and they're killing people, and yeah, like they're sacrificing them, I guess, but it's weird, like, you know.
Yeah, and so like you said, the sister and her friend, they find Brian, the dead ex-boyfriend. Also, okay, no, I'm not gonna get sidetracked, but I'll bring it up later. And so they go to find Roger because he's a cop, and so they go try to find him and tell him like what's going on and stuff because they think Tommy did this because Tommy had thrown Brian out, and so she's like, "Damn it, Tommy, I'm going to make him pay for this if it's the last thing I do." And the friend is just like, to her, your boyfriend's dead. What are we doing? Anyways, so they show up, the grandpa, and this is exactly what kind of happened with the dad is he showed up in the middle of like a sacrifice. And so the grandpa was like, you barged in or you're trespassing and stuff. And so they make Tommy try to sacrifice her. And he does a really weird, he's like, and then he fucking cuts it. So over the top, so hilarious. They all escape. They're going back to find Roger, and then you get your killer there, and Grandpa show up. They get in a good little fight with their weapons. Grandpa dies, and don't forget, Grandpa touches Roger, and you see a red light sort of shine down. So it's like, uh-oh. And then we see that our killer is hurt, and still me the whole time. I'm like, this is Tommy. Damn. He's hurt. The reveal is the killer is the mom. And I was like, oh my God. I didn't see it coming. I don't know why. Because I think she plays such a good, like, I feel like she's too good for this movie, you know? Even though some of it is, like, a little bit over the top. But, like, I actually feel bad for her. Because, like, this is a lot of shit she's going through. She's trying to keep her family together. Her husband's dead. Her dad's a fucking creep and a part of this cult trying to take her son away from her. So I genuinely like felt bad for her, but she's killing like the people that are trying to take her family away. You
Yeah.
know, she kills Roger, or not Roger. She kills Brian. She kills Beth. She kills another random lady in the bathroom with her corset, which is pretty funny because that's how she dies, is from her corset. She kills Grandpa, obviously, but she never tries to kill her kids, which, yeah, that makes sense. So she's just trying to get rid of everyone that's trying to take her family away from her. And so the mom ends up dying, though, from her injuries, and Tommy's there to comfort her. And, you know, he says, I love you. And I was like, damn, that's actually kind of a sweet ending. I mean, obviously she's dead, so that's not sweet. But you
Yeah.
do see Tommy go from this, like, asshole, have an arc, and then at the end, he's, like, holding his mom while she's dying and, like,
Yeah.
trying to comfort her.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, I think that like it's a nice ending and everything, but just the whole concept of the over the top stuff is it's what makes it campy, and it's like what makes it a lot of fun. Like, I was looking at some of the reviews on IMDb, and like some people say that they love this movie, and some people are like, "Oh, it's just a campy movie" or whatever. I'm like, "Well, no shit, it came out in 1988. Like, of course it's campy." But you know, like this movie, it does. I feel like it tries to go over the top. You know, like it really tries to give these over the top, exaggerated performances. Like even in the beginning when I think the mom's name is Amanda, if I'm not mistaken, but I think so. I don't know. I didn't really care, honestly. But she's talking to her dad, so Tommy's grandpa, and what do you call it? Like she like falls on the ground after like he leaves and is like screaming and stuff. And it's just one of those things like where it looks cheesy. And a lot of the sets, they also look very fake. So
Yeah.
like I'm like looking at it and I'm just going to call her Amanda for now. I'm about 99% positive that's her name. But she's walking in this cemetery and it's literally the smallest little cemetery I think I've ever seen in my life, like in a movie or like watching a movie in color like this. I've seen smaller ones in like some like 50s, you know, old movies that they used to do. But I feel like that I was like, whoa, like this is incredibly low budget. Not that you don't understand that while you're watching the opening of the movie or anything, but I mean, it still makes it just makes it campy and it makes it fun. And you get some pretty solid kills in the movie. There's not a whole lot of thrills. There's a lot of laughs, but that's really about it. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, what the fuck dialogue. Just, like, the way they talk, it's almost at the, like, it's not that there's no inflection, but it's just, like, it stays almost, like, steady and it's, like, up. There's, like, a part where, I know there's a part where she's talking to Roger and she's like, hey, Roger, do me a favor, will you? Talk to Beth. And then she's like, Roger, seriously, talk to Beth. And there's a lot of like repetition of the same thing. And it's just like weird stuff that you also, okay, she's trying to get her friend Beth with Roger. Okay.
mm-hmm.
And I know I would not want to talk to some girl about my brother, like, and her, like, having sex, you know? I think that's just so weird. Like, I don't want to know that. That's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
But then she's, like, talking to Beth, and she was like, so back to you and Roger. Like, what's up with that? Where did y'all do it? And this man is he's a freaking officer. And him and Beth fuck on the cemetery where his dad is buried. Because this is the cemetery. His dad is buried here, and they're not on his grave, on just someone else's grave, but they're fucking in the cemetery where his dad is buried. And there's
Yeah.
another part with his sister when she's talking to her friend, and it's like, you know, ever since 13 years ago when my dad died, it's just really been hard on my mom. And it's not on you. Everyone is acting like the mom is the one losing her shit because she's emotional. It's literally the anniversary of the death of her husband, but no
Mm-hmm.
one else seems to care. Roger is not sad whatsoever. The sister not sad. Tommy's just being an asshole. Like no one cares that this is their father's death anniversary. They just act like the mom is losing her shit because she is upset. But she's like crazy. And they're like, "Oh, mom's losing her mind again, man." No, that's normal. That's natural. And it's just again, it adds to that what the fuck.
Yeah, no, I mean it really does. Like the whole concept of that is like honestly, I was just kind of like, yeah, this is the anniversary of their dad's death, right? And the only one that seems to care is obviously his wife. And I mean, like I just really was just I guess baffled at like the dialogue in the beginning, like when we found out just like what I was kind of like it was hard for me to get back into the movie after I found out about like the whole thing that happened on her wedding day and everything with her
Yeah.
dad. Like I was just kind of sitting there and that's where I texted you like right away. Like I'm sure you knew that that's like where I
Yeah.
texted you. Like I was like I had to Fauci, what's going on, man? Welcome into the chat. I saw that you just came in. Um but yeah, that whole thing happened and then like she's like missing her husband and yeah, like everybody in her family is just kind of very selfish and self-centered. And even though it seems like Tommy's brother is kind of charismatic for a second, it's like he's not. And we see that like later on in the movie when he is a police officer and he's having sex in the same cemetery that his dad is buried. Like, I mean, it's just there's a lot of crazy decisions that goes on in this movie, and I understand that that's like why a lot of people like these kind of movies is because of the over the top stuff, because of the crazy decisions, and because of just the fun that you can have by sitting down and watching a movie like this. But I will also say, like you said earlier, like the nudity in this movie also kind of really surprised me. Like, I mean, I was understanding like the side shot of like the nudity, like, but I wasn't sure. But when she fully turned around, I was like, whoa, that
Whoa.
I was like, whoa, that is right there.
Yeah,
So
everyone that gets naked in this is fully naked, and like the friend shows up and surprises the sister in the bathtub. And first of all, look, I'm not a fan of bubbles in the bathtub because this girl has so much bubbles, and like for me, I start to panic because I can't touch myself without bubbles. The girl is using the bubbles from her bath and like washing her face with it, and her hair isn't even fully up, and like her bangs are down, and so like she's getting like wet. Obviously the friend shows up with a fake spider and scares her with it, so she's butt ass naked getting out of the tub. The friend just like gives her a robe, and it's funny because then she turns completely dry, completely dry, and I was like, oh yeah, that's good, that's really good. And
yep,
it's just like she's naked, you have the blonde girl that's like dating Tommy or like with Tommy, who's also part of this cult, because we see later she has the pentagram on her butt because she was like a sacrifice, but she wasn't killed because they're doing the same thing to another girl. She's like their sacrifice, and all she get is like branded with the same thing on her butt. And so it's like they're not even killing people almost. It's just those that like show up, because they don't talk about there's been a lot of murders or like disappearances. No, people are fucking with the graves and like digging up the bodies and shit like that. That's
yeah,
really it. They never say, flat out that people are dying. It just seems like when you show up and you interrupt them, that's when you die, I guess. Because the other sacrifices, they weren't killed. We don't see them die. We just see them get branded. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
yeah. I really the whole thing is just I don't even know what to say about this movie. This is like one of those movies I just don't know how to say anything about it because like I'm sitting there and I'm just like watching it and I'm just kind of like I'm genuinely just like then there's like this Halloween party thing like where all these characters like the whole Halloween party thing and then all like they had this stripper involved in it that walks down the stairs and just gets I mean she's a stripper right so of course she's going to get naked or whatever but I was like I thought it was just a random girl at a Halloween party at first. Did anybody say that it was a stripper or did
Yeah.
did they?
So a guy walks outside and was like, "What y'all doing out here? There's a stripper inside. She had the biggest blue eyes." And then, okay, so we get a stripper. Then we get like a fucking 3 minute like comedy scene of this guy just telling jokes and stuff about when he gets like porn and stuff. And he's like, my favorite part is like the description of the girl. And he's like doing this whole gag scene for no reason. Again, does not do anything. It's just to fill up time. So we get the stripper, we get the comedian, And then there's also like a belly dancer with a snake just in the middle of this Halloween party. That's just what we're doing here. So it's a lot. It's a lot of random shit. A lot of shit does not do anything for the plot, like whatsoever. But again, you know, it kind of adds something to it. It adds a little something.
Brandon says he thinks that we need a full commentary watch along to for Braden to get his thoughts out. You know what? Maybe.
No, honestly,
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, maybe this will be one of those where we need to do one of our drink alongs too. Like, and like this, like we don't even need to, like, this could just be like a casual drink one. Like, you know, you just have alcohol on you just to drink. It doesn't need to be we drink every scene. I don't think there's enough that really goes on in this movie for that. The kills are they're pretty spread out too, you know, like, so I just think that this is like one where, I would be okay to pregame. Like, I would be like, Destiny and I would be on like a half hour before having some drinks or some shots or something, and then coming on and doing the watch along. Cause I would need to be feeling like, if y'all want my full thoughts, then I will need to be drunk as shit for this. And I promise you, I will not hold back. So, I mean, I think the next time we're going to be doing any sort of like drink along is probably when Halloween Ends comes out on 4K, right? Or whatever, when it comes out on Blu-ray or whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, we definitely will be doing watch along. I might do one by myself, like during the Halloween season, just to do some commentary on it. But like I definitely know that we will do a Fear Freaks formal one when it is on when it comes on Blu-ray, and that's going to be a lot of fun, I think, too. So
it will.
Yeah, definitely excited for that. But yeah, I mean, this movie, like, I really have no words for it after like the first time watch, other than I did enjoy it. Like, I mean, and the ending actually, like when Tommy's brother turns around and it's almost like the cult is like living on, and I'm just like, well, okay, so his brother is the new leader of this cult. What the hell?
Yeah.
So.
Where's our sequel? Where's Hackolantern 2?
Where is Hackolantern 2? And that's what do you think the first thing I did is after I looked at this? I'm like, is this a franchise? Like, is this like more than one movie? I mean, it feels like it could be. It feels like one of those movies. Like, I mean, fuck, Sleepaway Camp got a sequel, even though Sleepaway Camp does have one of like the biggest what the fuck endings in horror for sure. It's iconic for like, I mean, it's iconic for a lot of reasons. But the ending is arguably the most like memorable. Like when you think of Sleepaway Camp, you're like, yep, the ending right there. And don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it in case anyone in this chat hasn't seen it. We will eventually talk about Sleepaway Camp for sure. But yeah, like I think that this movie has some moments. Like I know the moments that I'm going to remember from this movie, and then like. I guess my point went from bringing up Sleepaway Camp was the fact that it dawned a few sequels. Like there was Sleepaway Camp 2 and then Return to Sleepaway Camp. Like I feel like they could have done. Was there 4 Sleepaway Camp movies? What's the last one?
Well, it's 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
4.
and then
then there's like a 5, but it's not like a real sort of movie. But there's, I guess, technically 5. Hey, stop fighting.
Oh,
anyways.
Gotcha. Oh, man. What do you call it? Braden says, or Brettman says, Braden next fan film project is the sequel. Hack-O-Lantern 2. I'll make it happen. I'm going to make it look really good, though.
I'm going to be everyone wants to see.
I'm going to be like, look, that is how I would start the marketing campaign for it. I would be like, the highly anticipated sequel to the 1988 cult classic, Hack-O-Lantern.
Hack-O-Lantern.
Hack-O-Lantern 2, now in development. Have you always wanted to see a sequel to Hack-O-Lantern? Well, now you can. So,
literally.
Oh, man. No, that... I don't know. Like I feel like that this movie, it's got some good cheesy moments to it. It's got some fun elements to it. I would actually watch it again. I will never watch this movie sober again. That is for sure. So I will always be pretty toasty as I go into this film, knowing exactly what I'm getting into for like, and I think the fact that this was a direct-to-video movie says everything that you need to know. I mean, the characters, they're okay. Like, I actually wouldn't even say that they're okay. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like that's just me trying to
No.
be nice. I like they're okay. These characters are shitty. They are awful.
There's
Like,
nothing to them, really. The
they're
one that has the most development is Tommy, obviously, because he is like the main character. Even though we don't really follow him the whole movie, there's a lot of him just staying down in like his room, like which is in like the basement, basically. And you follow the sister a lot, really. I would say I would say really there's like a good amount for like everyone, but they're not really doing anything. But talking about a Halloween party they're going to, the sister setting up her brother with her friend, Tommy and Grandpa. Grandpa keeps showing up random places. There's a part of this movie that makes me laugh every time I watch it. Okay, you have the girlfriend of Tommy. She's in the store. She's getting like beer, whatever. Okay, the cashier says it's $40. She gives her one bill. So you're probably thinking, either a 50 or 100. She gets $15 back. Her total was 40. She gave him probably 50. Her change was 15.
that is crazy.
That doesn't make sense.
That
That's
doesn't
not
make
right.
any sense.
And that should go to tell you like how much attention and detail is put in this, because none, really none. But for some reason, for me, it just works. It just reaches that so bad that it's just good. All the line deliveries, hilarious. Whether they're trying to be funny or if they're just trying to be like serious or like mad or upset, whatever, they're funny because they're not that great at acting. I would say Tommy's pretty well acted. I think he does do a good job with what he's given. The mom, I think, is pretty good, although a little over the top. Same for Tommy, though. And Grandpa. I think Grandpa does really well because you get like a flashback of him younger, but like even though again he's over the top, there's something about his voice that just like sticks with me. And when he is trying to like be evil, even though okay, I'm not trying to like if you're short, like whatever. This man is short. Okay, the mom is taller than him. I would fucking punch him so hard in his face. Like he's not intimidating whatsoever, but his voice I would say is pretty intimidating. But really everyone's over the top or not over the top enough. Sometimes the delivery is pretty like flat, like there's like nothing to it really. But a lot of the way the dialogue is written, it's funny. I think it's just funny. And it's a good time. It's definitely a movie though to like, maybe not go in fully sober because it is. If you pay too close to the details, it's not like don't look too much into it, I would say. Just have a good time.
Nope.
If you can.
Yep. Don't overlook this movie too much, guys. If you overlook this movie, you're gonna shut it off. I promise you. Within like the first 20 minutes, you're gonna be like, I'm not sitting through this shit. Honestly, I sat through it sober today because I knew that I was on my lunch break at work, so I couldn't really do anything besides sit there and watch this. And I knew that we were talking about it tonight, so I just didn't know I was gonna be this. I didn't know I was going to be this at loss for words for this movie. Like I expected to have more to go off of and more history to go off of. I can't find anything. Like I genuinely can't. Like
No.
IMDb is like what I've been trying to look at for, references and everything, but I have really nothing to go off of. And Brandon says there is an $80 bill from Superbad. Have you seen Superbad?
It has been so long.
Like when Zeth is trying, like he's having the vision of going into the store to buy the alcohol, and the cashier goes, "How old are you?" 22. You certainly are. That'll be $80, please. He goes, "What? Okay, cool." Hands him the bill. It's literally an $80 bill with it's the same outlook as like a $50 bill, but it just says $80. It's just when he's having visions in the store. Superbad is awesome. I honestly love that movie. But yeah, like I know that this is supposed to be one of those. I see Mud's comment here. It's saying it's supposed to be so bad that it's good. Like that it gets a pass. Like I mean, and I see where people are, really enjoying this movie, and I'm glad I got to experience it sober for the first time, because if I was actually drunk and we were doing a commentary on it, uh, I don't know how that would go, if I'm being honest. So, I mean, hey, you guys that have watched us for a while, you guys have seen Destiny and I get pretty toasty on some of our past streams. So,
Yeah.
Destiny, how many times have you left a stream that we've drank on sober?
What?
I was asking you, how many times have you left a stream that we've drank on sober?
Neither.
A whopping
Of
zero
the two
times.
that we've done,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
of the two. I honestly,
Halloween Kills, I almost didn't make it back.
arguably, excuse me. I think that I think you got more drunk during the Scream one. I'm not gonna lie.
I did. I fucking did. I don't know how, because I like my alcohol level intake for Kills was higher, but Scream 5, those 3 Trolleys put me on my ass, man. It was not good. I felt like shit.
Well, what do you call it? Do you think that? I think you actually ate before Halloween Kills, though. I don't think you ate anything before Scream.
I don't think I actually ate like real food either. I think I snacked on something.
I think you had like some like chips or something like that. You're like, I ate chips, and I'm like, you are fucked.
I think I ate a little bit of chips, and then while we're doing it, I was continuing to eat those chips, and then the chips and Trolleys mixed together was not good.
Yeah.
Not a good decision on my part.
No, not at all. I just genuinely think that like that was a really dumb decision. I mean,
I couldn't even watch the last drive-in. I fucking put it on and I passed out. Then woke up at 2 a.m. and I was like, what the fuck happened to me?
Yeah, and then like that night, like I remember like I don't know, you like responded to me at like 2 a.m. Like you were like, how are you feeling? And I sent you a picture of literally me at a bar at like 2 in the morning.
Meanwhile, I've been passed out for 4 fucking hours. I was just in bed.
You were like, how are you out right now after like drinking? I'm like, well, I took a break in between the stream and my friends getting to my place, and then we went out and we remained out until like 2 in the morning. So
yeah, that was a bad night. I felt so sick.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's why like these like I didn't realize how dangerous like these drink-alongs were going to be, and they are dangerous, and I love them. I think that we should actually do some more of them. Maybe we should do one a week, yeah? Like...
No, not one a week. Maybe like I would settle for one a month. I'm not doing once a week.
Once a month, yeah. I definitely think we can do once a month. We can do a drink-along, so...
They're fun. I mean, I do like doing them. I just don't like throwing up afterwards. I didn't throw up after Halloween Kills, though. Halloween Kills, I felt good. I laid in bed. I put on a movie, watched 2 minutes of it, passed the fuck out on the couch.
Yeah.
But I felt good.
I think maybe, okay, like we don't need to get sloshed like every drink along. Like it could just be like a casual, like maybe one episode a month after October, we do like a commentary, and it's just like a social night. Like we're like, we talk and, just drink. I would be down for that. That would actually be kind of fun.
That'd
like
be fun.
Maybe it could
we
be
just
like
have to do it when we don't work.
Yeah. I mean, I can do it whenever. I've got a pretty heavy tolerance. So
okay, I can't. We'll do it whenever I don't work.
Yeah. So Destiny's like, Braden, the show doesn't revolve around you, even though you act like it does.
No, literally, especially this past week.
Well, I'm back on a 2-job schedule. I'm sorry. So don't give me too much shit. People already giving me shit for not wearing a costume. That's the last thing I need. Is more people just going like, all right, pack it up, Braden. Just get him out of here.
Yeah. Oh my god. Mine said I can finish entire bottle of rum within the runtime of the movie. Oh my god. I can't even. Me and me will do fucking drinking. We don't like drink like specifically. We just casually drink. And she has to be on my ass to like keep drinking because I'll just fucking forget. She'll be like, do you still have drink left? I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, I do. And I have to like chug it really fast. I'm just, I mean, I guess now I drink once a week. Saturdays usually with Mia, but I usually don't get drunk. See, I'm building a tolerance. I can drink 4 Smirnoffs and just feel a little good, not feeling too drunk or anything. So
Heck yeah. You know, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get like I'm trying to watch my beer intake, that's for sure. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do whiskey for our drink along. So I'm gonna do just whiskey on the rocks. So
okay,
I
fancy.
I can, yeah, like I mean I'll wear the suit and then I'll like hold up like my fancy glass and everything, and I'll have like, so for Christmas one of the things my friends got me was, or it was my buddy's wife, she had me for our Secret Santa last year, and she got me those like whiskey things that you can like build the ice cubes in, like you fill it with
Oh
water
yeah.
and then it's like, yeah, so it's a big ice cube, I forgot what it's called, but then you throw that in the cup and you pour the whiskey over it, and I'll just like sit there like, yes, this is, and I'll sit there like with my legs crossed, like, you know, just like with the drink up like this and
Yeah.
just be watching along. Yeah.
I'll
So
just drink a Smirnoff. I'm not doing all that.
she's like, I'm not going that fancy with it. Braden, you do you, but
Yeah, no, I'm not drinking no fancy drink.
yeah. But I'm trying to find out anything else I want to say about Hack-O-Lantern. I mean, this movie is a very short movie.
It is short.
I don't really know what else I can say about it other than there's no real story to it. Like,
No.
I mean, the description, I actually have the description pulled up right here. The actual description of the movie is a kindly old grandfather is actually the leader of a murderous satanic cult which sacrifices its victims on Halloween. That is literally, and it says a kindly old grandfather. There's nothing kind about
No.
this man. Whoever wrote that, and if it was the studio, they had to have been high, like while they were making this, because he is not kind in the slightest. He's an old, grumpy douchebag. It's like one person does something out of line, and he's like freaking out on him.
No, literally, he's like, to him. Like, he's like coming on to his fucking granddaughter as well, you know?
No,
And then her
seriously.
boyfriend is like, is this guy bothering you? And he's like, rawr, rawr, rawr. I was like,
Yeah, I know his
and she's
face
like,
is
no,
just
this is my
like,
grandpa.
it's like, I mean, I genuinely would have like, if that was my girlfriend, I would like looked at her, I'd be like, huh?
No, literally. It's like you're becoming like a timely young woman or something like that, where it's like getting sexual. Like,
Yeah.
and then he was like, no, this is my grandpa.
Yeah,
So
I would
I'm
have.
really about to lay him out. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I would have been like, come again.
Come again.
What?
And
Yeah,
then at
what'd
the
you-
end, when the grandpa dies, she's like, it's grandpa. I think he's dead. Good. Fuck him.
Honestly,
Hello?
like,
He tried to get Tommy to sacrifice you.
yeah,
Who gives
right,
a fuck?
right. Like that's what I mean. Like the characters in this movie feel a certain way, like 1 minute, like, and then it's like the next minute, it's the complete opposite emotion as to what you should feel.
Absolutely.
You know, like I'm just like, that's so weird. That's just such a change in direction and weird. I will say I do like the poster of this movie. The poster.
Cool.
The poster is the thumbnail, guys. So it's like just the pitchfork, and it's like going into the pumpkin, or it's like in front of the pumpkin or whatnot, with the devil mask that they use on this. So I will say this definitely looks like a cheap, fun 80s style poster. The movie though feels more 60s than anything. I'm not gonna lie. The violence is definitely up to par with the 80s. I'll say that. But the movie itself feels almost like 60s to me, or like early 70s. But like other than that, I mean, I definitely don't foresee myself watching this movie again if I'm not at least buzzed, because yeah, not that kind of movie in the slightest. You got your you got your pitchfork, your devil fork. Devil fork. But yeah, guys, that's Hack-O-Lantern. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. Let us know what you guys think. If you guys have seen it, I've been looking at your guys' comments throughout the stream saying that you guys enjoy certain elements and everything, kind of like us, but overall, it's a big campy movie. Brandon says, "Do you think they homage the pitchfork kill from this movie in Haunt?" I don't know.
Probably not intentionally,
I wouldn't say it was intentional. I am excited. I haven't.
but it's good.
Yeah, I haven't seen Haunt since 2019 when it came out, so I'm excited to watch that again tonight. It was one of the bigger surprises of that year, for sure. Like because it just kind of like showed up. It just kind of like came in theaters like with very minimal marketing. The poster is definitely intriguing, and it turns out to be a really fun slasher flick. I'm not gonna lie. Like some of the kills are actually quite memorable, and I'm excited to talk about it on Wednesday for sure. So, but I mean, it's Eli Roth. Like that's another thing I got to start watching is I got to watch Eli Roth's History of Horror on Shudder. I haven't watched that.
Me either.
But it seems interesting. So, Destiny, what else you got coming out this week? What's going on?
We're supposed to do the final goals on Wednesday, which will be at 6 p.m. my time. Need to make sure we're going to still do that. And then, obviously, Fear Freaks Haunt, also Wednesday after that. But I think besides that, that's it for the rest of the week.
Gotcha. That sounds like a good week. So in 48 hours, you guys will find her right back here on this channel.
Yeah.
And when did you say the final ghouls was?
Huh?
When did you say the final ghouls was?
Wednesday.
Oh, right before Fear Freaks?
6 p.m. my time.
Oh, gotcha.
So we'll get some time in between.
Yeah. Cool. Well, if you're a little late, just let me know. And I'm going to try and come on into that chat as well. Final ghouls. Heck yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Good Reel's asking, is this going to be on Instagram or YouTube?
Honestly, I don't know, but I'm assuming Instagram.
Okay. Didn't you guys created a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah. It's been a while since we've done a stream.
Oh, gotcha. What are you guys talking about on that? Did you say that?
No, we're gonna be talking about I think like our top 5 favorite like Halloween time movies.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's a fun topic. I've got some of those I can contribute to that chat for sure. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. You guys can catch them live, most likely on Instagram, or you guys just keep following Destiny's stories. She normally posts like what she has coming up on social media. So be on the lookout for that. The only other things I really have coming up this week is tomorrow my Halloween franchise ranking will be out. So I feel like that some people are going to be pretty surprised as to where Halloween Ends ended up. I was fucking shocked when I actually saw where Halloween Ends ended up on my list. So, I feel like there's definitely going to be some disagreements there. But that was a big shock. And then I'm trying to schedule a watch along for Halloween Ends. Obviously, Fear Freaks, we will be doing that once that comes on to Blu-ray and 4K, like we said in this stream. But I'm trying to schedule some time to do just like a solo commentary on it, so people can understand the full thoughts of everything. And then that's pretty much it for this week. I don't really have any other plans other than Fear Freaks on Wednesday night. We're talking about Haunt. So, yeah. Everyone else, hope that you guys have a great rest of the start of your week, because I will see you guys here. I was going to say, I'm so used to saying, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Great start.
Yeah, I hope that you guys have a great start to your week. Oh, and Good Reel did just say 10K celebration soon. Yes, I still need to schedule that. Like, we got to celebrate 10,000 subscribers, and we're definitely everyone needs to bring alcohol when we do that. So maybe I'll aim for that for maybe just after Halloween. I've got a lot of stuff that I want to do throughout the month of October still. So I will try and get that on the schedule with everyone for November, but we definitely still have to do that. Mud, I am on it. I actually have a whole costume bin downstairs, and I'm gonna literally go and bust that thing open right now and see what I can find. So I'm gonna come dress it like I think that we actually have a big ass hot dog costume, so I just might like throw that on and just sit here dressed as a hot dog for
I
next
hate
stream.
hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you've told me that before. Like I was like, oh yeah, you're a veggie person. You're
That's not even why I hate them. I threw them up one time.
yeah.
You ever throw up a hot dog?
Nope.
It's not taste good.
Yeah, I mean, I like Chicago style hot dogs a lot though, like because obviously I'm from Chicago, so I'm from
Obviously.
from Chicago. Yeah,
Chicago.
obviously, right? You're like, I wouldn't know that if you didn't tell me, or if I didn't
No,
know you
literally,
as
I
a
would
person.
have no idea. Nothing about like the way you talk would even like make me think Chicago.
Oh well,
Chicago.
sorry to hear that. But all right, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of the start to your week, and we will see you guys in literally 48 hours from now on Fear Freak. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your night, and cheers.
Cheers.